volume of prisms. These are all prisms.
Mhm.
Volume of prisms. They have a very standard formula. It's the 3 dimensions multiplied together. We could give them names like length, width, height, or depth, but it's just the product of the 3 dimensions.
So you could do 14 times 10.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna suggest. So I'm not even sure what you're supposed to do for work. Now the units here is inches cubed, or you can say cubic inches.
Okay.
So the only thing I think could get challenging here is just the magnitude of the numbers, in terms of like, okay, are these big?
Area.
Oh, are you supposed to find the area as well?
Yeah. Or wait, no.
Yeah,
It's
it does.
find the volume of each rectangular prism by multiplying the area of the base times length.
Okay, so just to be,
Base.
yeah, so like you said, the area, if we needed to find that, is 14 inches squared, and then the volume is this. Now, the base could be, and it's new problem or any of the problems, it could be the front face, the face on the left, or even the top or the bottom.
So
You have to decide.
25 or
Yes.
so. Okay, let's go.
You have to pick one. In future problems, it will be more apparent. You'll either, the choice will be made for you, but in this one here, the volume is the area times 20.
Okay.
What's the final answer for that, please?
25 times. Would it be 500?
What are the units?
500 centimeters squared.
Cubed.
Cubed.
Because it's centimeters times centimeters times centimeters. There's 3 of them. For area, it's just centimeters times centimeters. Okay. Let's take a look at
Next one.
next one here. All right. So
this
we have
9 times 4. And that's 30 minutes. Sorry,
36.
9 times 34. Yeah, it's 36. Okay, so area is 36 feet squared, and volume is
multiplying 36 by what number?
hang on. 432 feet cubed.
And you're multiplying it by 12, you said, to get 432 feet cubed?
Yes.
Yeah, that is correct. All right.
Okay.
I think we should move on to the proportion problems.
And we can use the calculator is what it says.
Okay, that's good to know. I'll make some recommendations on that if we need to. So let's look at the first problem on the top left here. It says a rain gauge collected 0.2 inches of rain in 30 minutes. If it keeps raining at the same rate, what's the total time it will take to collect 1 inch of rain? So the way that I do this is probably different than what you would see in the classroom, but I will present this option. I always put the thing that you're trying to find, which we're going to call T, top left. Always put that there. And so what I'm basically saying is time is here. That's just arbitrary. Time is in the first row. And then in the other row, it's going to be the amount of rain. Okay. The other way to do it is to say, okay, I really want time to be here and rain to be here. That's also okay. Well, let's just try it the way I've proposed here for a moment. We're looking for the time to get 1 inch of rain. Okay, so think of, and on the right here, think of it as the time it took to collect the other amount of rain. 30 minutes to collect 0.2 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how are you guys solving proportions?
Well, we'd cross multiply and then
Okay, so that is 0.2t equals 1 times 30. Now, is there a way to rewrite 0.2 as a fraction?
yeah,
Well,
but I'm not
you
sure
said you're
if we're supposed to, but yeah,
you said you're allowed to use calculators. Okay, so we don't need to do that.
we
Um,
can.
you
Yeah.
want to undo the 0.2 in front. You're going to divide by 0.2,
Mm-hmm.
and that will
Yeah.
cancel out.
Yeah, so cancel out, and then you'd have to divide 0.2 on the other side.
Yes. Now I'm going to direct you to a calculator that I really like in the chat. It's not mandatory. It's just something I
Mm-hmm.
showed all the students that I work with. It's free. I'm not affiliated with them. One of the things I really like about the calculator is that you can enter things exactly the way you write them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I find that to be very, very useful here. So let me snip that in here in case you want to try that out later. But when I go to that calculator, I can type in 30 over 0.2. I can even do this though. It can even put an equal sign in front of the variable, which is really cool. I'm going to show you that
Mm-hmm.
now. I'm just snipping it in. You can go there and try it out if you want. So from here, you can see that the time is 150, but what are the
Wouldn't it
units of time?
be
Do you,
1 and instead of be 1:30, but instead of I understand, but
no,
oh,
it's
right, 'cause
1 times 30.
oh, okay, so 30.
Yes.
Okay.
But what are the units of these answers? What is it referring to?
It's referring to would it inches?
What are we looking for? Time is in what units?
Hang on. Something just happened. It's weird. Huh.
The
Weird.
time is in minutes up here.
Yeah.
So if you're having issues with your screen, you may just have to exit and re-enter the meeting.
Yeah.
What's going on your side?
Oh, but just like the entire thing just kind of vanished.
Yeah,
Like the
that
entire
sometimes will
screen.
happen.
Hmm.
Yeah, if you need to maybe exit the meeting and come back in.
I know, but I can't even leave because I can't find it.
Oh, well,
That's the
that's just an
problem.
issue of
Yeah.
figuring out where that is here. I'm always weary of doing this. I can make you leave, but I got to be careful not to
Yeah. I mean, I can just.
all right, here, I'm going to put you in the waiting room.
There we go.
Okay, that work?
Yes.
Okay. So where we left off is figuring out the units of the answer. You go back to the original question and decide what it was asking you to find.
Mm-hmm.
You can and see it was the total time is what it was looking for.
Okay, so it'd just be 150 minutes.
Yes. Okay. All right, let's look at another problem here. Probably the setup is going to be the most challenging part of this,
Mm.
just because you have to kind of decide how you want to organize your table, your proportion. So it's like this. There's always proportion. And you have to decide, like, what are you putting on the top? What are you putting on the bottom? I always, when I read it, I always look for the things that we're trying to find. So it says, biologist counted 15 squirrels and 3 acres of forest. I know the tendency is to put 15 and 3 here, but based on that data, how many squirrels would be expected to inhabit a 275 acre forest. So we're trying to find the number of squirrels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so squirrels goes up top, acres goes on the bottom,
Okay.
and it's pairing it up. There's always sort of like the given, and then what you're trying to find.
Mm-hmm.
So they tell you it's 275 acres. The
Yeah.
given is how many squirrels and how many acres. What goes in the top here? What goes in the bottom?
Yeah.
Can you tell me those values?
Would it just be for squirrels 15 and on the bottom 3?
Good. Okay. So now this is enough to cross multiply.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got 3 times x, 15 times 275. So if you'd like, go to that Desmos scientific calculator and give me the value of 15 times 275.
Um, 4,115. 1,015.
Okay. Who? Why doesn't that work right? Well, because 3 doesn't go into 275. Okay. Do you, if I got a different number, you did 275, right? Okay, there we go. 4,125.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what's left to solve this equation?
Um, divide by 3.
Yes. So go ahead and do that, please. And please use that calculator or a
Okay.
calculator.
Okay. Mm, but since I can't access the calculator anymore because
Okay.
I had to restart or since we
All right,
had to join this.
let
So
me drop it in the chat here again. Here we go. It's also an app. If you want to get it on your phone. If
Mhm.
again, I'm not affiliated with them, but they make a nice product.
Okay. So then it would become that's not right. Maybe I just did, oh wait, I did it wrong. Huh. That's why. Four. What? Why will you not work? I'm having trouble with this. Hello?
Yeah, let me share my screen and see if I can
Uh,
talk you through it. This is not meant to be
Yeah.
as difficult
For
as
some
maybe
reason, it's like it's not working. It's like it just
okay.
thinks nothing.
Do you see, is this what you've been seeing?
Hang on. Back. Oh my god. Oh, hang on. I just got it to work. It's 1375. No.
Yes. Yes. Okay. But one of the reasons I was asking is I'd like to sort of show you some of the neat features of this calculator that makes it really handy to use. One is that if you hit the division bar, it creates a fraction, which is really
Yeah.
nice. You know, you type that number up there, 3. You can even put something in front like x equals, things like
Mm-hmm.
that. So I'm going to suggest we use this calculator going forward. You'll appreciate that
Mm-hmm.
later on. And it's kind of a standard thing. A lot of people in the classroom are using this anyway. Okay, so you got the right answer there. Oddly, we're struggling more with the calculations than with the actual setup, but that's okay. We'll get it here in the next few problems. So let's look at number lost my place here. Next one.
Yes.
All right, so the one here about a runner burning calories. Okay, here we go. All right, a runner burned 120 calories on a 1.6 kilometer run. How many calories would they burn on a 5 kilometer run? So we're going to put the number of calories burned B right there. So that's calories. And then the other quantity
Mm-hmm.
they're giving you is the distance, right? They're telling you, hey, we're going to go on a 5K run, 5K, 5 kilometer.
Yeah.
Or not, no, that's 5,000 meters, not 5 kilometers. And then there's that's the one you're trying to find, but there's also the given information. What's the given calories and the given distance?
Okay. So given calories is the 120 and the given distance is the 1.6 and the 5, I guess.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And
Okay,
then yeah.
to solve this, you got to cross multiply again. So that's this and this. So 1.6 times B equals 5 times 120. So once you go to that calculator again and figure out what 5 times 120 is.
Okay, hang on. So 5 times 1. Okay, so 5 times 120. 5. 600.
Yes.
So it would be 600 calories on a
Well, no.
formal
You have to
5 kilometer.
divide by 1.6.
Oh,
Like you multiply, but then you also divide. So you're solving now what's called a multi-step equation because
mm-hmm.
there's more than one thing to do. It's not exactly a multi-step, but it's getting closer there,
Okay.
right? So you have to divide that 600 by 1.6.
Mm-hmm.
So go to the calculator and let me know what you come up with.
Um, 375.
Yes. And we should give some units, some context to that. That's number of calories, so 375 calories. In the previous problem, we should have done the same thing, 1375 squirrels. These are more like the 5-step word problems where you have to have to
Yeah.
give some context to them. Okay. All right, so here we go. Let's look at number
4.
here. If 3 oranges cost $1.75, how much would 20 oranges cost? So again, like the thing we're trying to find top left, that's the cost. And then what's the other variable? What's the other quantity in this thing?
It would be oranges, which 20 orange. It says
Exactly.
3 and 20. So
Exactly. Now, you got to, the one on the left here is the one you're trying to find, and then there's some given information.
okay.
Like you're trying to find the cost of 20 oranges. That's what you're trying to find. You're given that the cost is $1.75 for 3 oranges.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this one again, we will cross multiply. Make that little butterfly there. 3 times x equals 20 times 1.75.
Wait, what was the answer again? Because it would it be 20.175?
20 times you're multiplying.
Oh,
You're always
20 times.
yeah, you're multiplying.
Okay. 20 times 175, and then I can do here 20 times 175 is 3,500 divided by 3.
Wait a second here. What is
3,500.
okay?
3,500.
It's 1.75. It's not.
Oh, 1 second. Not okay.
Yeah, we're
was a
talking about
mistake.
money.
That would make sense.
Decimal point. Yeah.
35.
Okay. Okay, so 3x equals 35. So this is the first time it's not going to work out nicely because it's money. When you round here, you're going to round to 2 decimal places.
Okay. Okay, so it could be 11.67. How
And
that
then
work?
money, put the dollar in there.
Okay.
All right, so we unfortunately did not get through a ton tonight. I apologize. We just took a little
Yeah.
bit longer to get through some of these, but they are all the same. You will be setting them up
Mhm.
all the same, meaning, variable top left,
Okay.
other numbers. So if you don't get this done, we will be happy to pick up here on Wednesday.